Hello, welcome back to Erica's Little Welsh Garden. Today is Monday the 18th of May and I thought it was about time I gave you a tour of my woodland veg patch. Now I did a video about 3 weeks ago showing you around, and some of you hadn't seen this part of my garden before. They thought I just had the allotments, and what was great was so many people messaged me or wrote in the comments saying that they had shady parts of their garden or their allotment and they didn't really realise you could grow as many crops there. So I promise you I will keep you updated every single month and we can have a look and see how everything grows. Now I'm so glad that I put this vegetable patch here because it's an extra space that I have to grow more vegetables, to be more self-sustainable and self-sufficient at home, which is amazing. But before I get started and show you around, I just also wanted to say a really big thank you to all of the new subscribers that I've had recently. I really appreciate you coming along on my journey. I have so many videos planned, so much going on. Unfortunately, with the current situation that we have here in the UK, I'm not able to do as many videos as I would like to do because I'm now a teacher during the day. So we'll get through this, but please keep watching and we can see how things go together. But anyway, let's get looking at what I've got growing at the moment. So actually it's now the next day. It's the 19th of May today and it's about midday. So we have had some rain overnight and it's overcast now. So it's feeling pretty dull in here actually. But anyway, I'm really happy that we've had some rain, which has been excellent. So we'll just have a look at my first bed here, which is my Hugelkultur bed. This bed has some peas in it, or not some peas, it's some mange too that I had spare. So they are just starting to climb up the archway that I've got here. They're looking a little bit yellow. I don't know if you can see down kind of close to the base there that they are looking more yellow, but they are starting to look a little bit more green up towards the top. I don't know if that was to do with the temperatures that we had. I know if beans and peas are a little bit colder, they're not able to take up the right nutrients from the soil, but possibly it was also to do with the fact that they didn't get loads of watering. So I've been making sure that I've been watering them really well for the last couple of days, and we had that rain overnight as well, so fingers crossed they are going to start doing well. But they were kind of an afterthought. I just put those in that bed because I had nothing growing up this archway and thought I had some spare plants, so that was that. The rest of the bed has my onions in and has 2 rows of carrots. Now these onions were the Stuttgarter Giants. They are not doing as well as I would have hoped, to be honest. They're not kind of bulbing up like my other ones are that I've got at the allotment. But again, this is the Hugelkultur bed. It's only got about kind of 5 inches of soil in there now, and you know, it hadn't been watered as much. We've had a really dry April here, and yeah, you know, I've kind of neglected them a little bit when it comes to watering. But there you go. If they don't turn into really big onions, then make some really perfect kind of spring onions. In between these two here, I've got my 2 rows of carrots. They're doing okay, but to be honest, they haven't grown loads in the last month as well. And what I have done here is just on both sides of this bed, I've put some grass mulch down to help kind of keep that moisture in. And as you can see, you know, everything is lovely and moist in this bed. And we'll move over to my next bed. This is my strawberry bed. It's looking quite weedy, so it needs a really good weed, but all of my strawberries are doing okay. There's lots of flowers, and as you can see there, we do have strawberries coming. Now last year I had strawberries here and I don't think I really picked many at all. Maybe I had 5 or 6 strawberries the whole year. So hopefully we will have some more strawberries this year, and I might even net them if that's the reason that I'm not getting too many. It could just be that it's too dark here for them. And just here at the end of the bed I have 2 potatoes here, 2 potato plants that I had spare, or 2 seed potatoes that I had spare, so I just chucked them in here. And as you can see, I've been earthing them up with grass clippings. I've also got 2 onions actually that I put in, or 3 onions maybe, that I put in here because I had those spare as well. So we'll see how they do, but it's kind of more of an afterthought because I didn't want to get rid of them. And we'll go on to my third bed here. Now this bed here was what I grew my potatoes in last year, and they did really, really well despite kind of all of the shading that I had across here. But this year I haven't really worked out too much what I was going to do. So my first row of vegetables here is some turnips. These are snowball, and with snowball they should usually be ready in about 10 weeks to harvest. These were grown in modules and then planted, and they're doing super well. And behind that I've got some of my beetroot here. Again, that's doing really well. I think there's maybe about 2 or 3 in each module there, so they, you know, are doing okay, but to be honest, not as well as I would like them to have been doing. I have a potato at the back here. Now this is a potato leftover from last year. Again, I didn't pull it out, I just thought I'd earth it up and see what happens. In front, or sorry, behind the beetroot, I have a row. You're probably not going to be able to see very well, so I've been using, you know, I've been putting grass clippings on here, but there you go. We have a carrot there. So I put a row of carrots in behind the beetroot, and that was on a seed tape, and they've been doing really well, but a little bit kind of sparse, but hopefully by kind of next month they'll be doing okay. And then I have a row of elephant garlic. Not elephant garlic, sorry, this is what they called leeks, elephant leeks. So they are only put in yesterday, and hopefully they will get a little bit bigger so I can then get them planted in where my broad beans are. So there you go. But unfortunately you can't see very well in this bed because I've got a row of grass clippings at the back, and I had that all over the bed when I wasn't using it, just to kind of help the moisture and keep the bed a little bit warmer. Behind it in a pot here I've got some artichokes. They are just randomly grown in a pot, and I think I got those ones from Jasmine from Alternative Smallholding, and I just move it around really, depending on where it hasn't killed the grass. On this bed here we have my second early potatoes. These are Wilshires. They did so well last year in the bed that I've just shown you, but I put them in this bed for this year. And then behind that we've got the mange tout. Again, they have grown loads since I showed you in the last video, but they are still quite yellow. I have given them a organic seaweed feed about a week ago, and I've been making sure I water them loads. So hopefully now we've had all the frost and that colder weather, they will start to do quite well and start climbing up the rest of this these canes and this support. And then in between my other potato bed here, I have made this bean support. I made this last year, or similar one last year, in between these two beds here, and that was where I grew my Sims Corsar beans, and they did really well. So I thought it was a perfect place to put the bean arch here, because it's not going to cut any of that light out from any of the other raised beds. And obviously, you know, making the best use of the light in this area is excellent. Here we have my first early potatoes. These are Rocket. They are doing so well. I'm so happy with them. I need to work out when I'm going to be harvesting these though, and my plan is to put some turnips in, some beetroot, and possibly some carrots when I harvest these. Again, this is just earthed up with grass clippings, but I don't know if you can see here, I've probably got a good 5-6 inches of grass clippings here, and they are looking so lush and so green, and I've not watered them at all. So seriously, potatoes in this kind of environment are doing so well. I think next year I will probably put some potatoes in this bed again, which is what I did last year. And then let's move on to the last bed here, which is my broad beans. Now, I've only just supported these broad beans, and I think they got battered so much in all of the wind that we've had kind of the early part of the year. But they have been supported now. They're looking really long and leggy, so I might cut the tops off them now. And I've only just started seeing signs of the first lot of beans coming, but I am so excited with this. I really hope I get an amazing crop of beans. Let's have a look where I saw one yesterday. Oh, hang on, look. Let's have a look. Can you see? Look, there is a bean, and it's just starting to grow. So yeah, this is my first ever year growing broad beans. What I've learned from this is they need protection from the wind, they need staking really early on, and I probably could have got another, well, double the amount of beans in this bed than I did. So that's really good. I'm also planning on putting another row of canes in this area somewhere. I just need to work out where the best area for the light is, possibly along the end of this bed. I'm going to have another row for some beans, because growing beans, you know, is one of those things this year that I really want to kind of get on top of. So I've got loads of beans for stews and lots of things throughout the whole year. So there you go, that is my woodland veg patch in May. Now, there are loads more vegetables I wish were growing in this area, but I am still so pleased with the amount of vegetables I've got growing at the moment. This vegetable garden is in its second year. I didn't grow much last year, but I'm growing loads more this year, and that's kind of what I need to cling on to, trying not to kind of, you know, get too down on myself if I haven't got, you know, if I'm not winning at everything. But, you know, I am so pleased with it really, and hopefully next month when you have another look at the garden, I'll have my beans in, and possibly my potatoes, my first early potatoes will be out, so we'll see. Thank you so much for watching though, and if this is the first time you watch me, please do hit that subscribe button and ring the bell to be notified of all of my latest videos. There are a couple of videos up on the screen now that YouTube think you would like to watch, so please have a look at those, and thanks very much. Take care, bye.